besides the problems and the housekeeping things that we need to do, I think we will let the experts in front do their job, whether it's bloggers, politicians, activists, or otherwise. The ultimate change for change's sake lies in the power of the vote. Obama won the election because he pulled out all the voters in America. In America, incidentally, voting is not compulsory. So traditionally, it's the same old people who go to the polls and vote. He got everybody out and said, you have a stake in the future, you decide. And I think you should be responsible enough to come out and vote. Here, it's compulsory, and we don't take it seriously other than having a public holiday. I think that mindset got to change, and Mr. Duncan Lian, who's already left, I think if he's here, I'll tell him part of the educational agenda is to educate voters to vote responsibly. The experts in the various fields will do their part. They are not there for the fun of it. We, ourselves, will have to exercise our votes judiciously, responsibly, because we have a future at stake. I think that's important. Ultimately, they can do all they want, but if we are afraid to vote, we are intimidated by fear that tomorrow there will be a freak election, the results are gone, the results are already gone, so what have we got to do? Right? So, like Mr. Jufrey said, don't worry. Whoever wins, the winner takes all. The MNCs will love the new government. They are here to do business. They don't love Singapore. They owe nothing to Singapore. So don't you believe that a new government, new, raw, inexperienced as it may be, cannot rule. So I urge everyone, when you go back, talk to your friends, gather more people to come to this forum, look at the bloggers, look at the internet, get as much information, upgrade your knowledge, and be active, be responsible. Because the elections may be called this year. Every time when there's a problem, they want to cut short their mandate and renew their mandate. And we can predict exactly what happens for the last 50 years. I have survived as a student and I know every trick they do. And some of us don't realize it. And I urge you younger people, if you go through another 10 years, you will understand what I mean. And I hope I'm going to be around to confirm it. All right? So vote. When the time to vote, vote responsibly, pass the word around. It doesn't matter what you vote, but vote with conviction. Thank you.
Thank you. I have two respondents to the questions. Jufrey, would you like to respond? And then I have T-Lake and EJ. Yeah. Respondents, please make your responses brief, okay?
I would like to clarify myself. Right? When I say cheap, it's now, whatever the PPC is, because of the lack of information. The people, they hear only one side of the story. They say, if you believe the papers, Dr. Chi is a diamond. He's a demon now. So when you meet him, he's just like you and I. So this is what I mean. But if, when the time comes, if we could convince the people to give us more than 50% of the vote, I don't think it's that difficult to convince them when the time comes. When we have already won, we can always tell them. So the union fathers ask you to strike, it's not right. Bad for the country. If we can convince them to vote for the opposition, we can easily convince them. Yeah, I hope. Thank you.
Before I just pass on the mic to T-Lake, we have here, we're going to pass out pieces of paper for you to put in your name and your email contact should you want to be, and I urge all of you, to put that in, so that in future activities and forum, we can get in touch with you directly. And this will be confidential. It will just be kept by me to contact you. All right? So,
all right, this is in response to Ravi's question. In fact, if you remember, what I said was, although I do urge for opposition unity, my main concern was, once you come together and you talk, and then everyone decides that, okay, let's do things together. Then some things, some parties are willing to do, but some parties are unwilling to do. So in order not to be like moving in different directions again, everybody ends up not doing anything. That's what I'm worried about. But if you are talking about whether the direction of the group or the speakers tends towards creating a two-party system, I don't think that was the message by any of the representatives here. It may have seemed so because of this question of the opposition manifesto, collective manifesto that was discussed. But I believe in diversity. Diversity allows for different ideas to be brought forth, and let the best ideas win. Let the best ideas get ventilated. Let the best arguments win. That's my stand. Have I covered your question? All right. And then in response to where's Martin? Martin's question earlier on, what I feel is that there actually is no need to worry about the PAP, its grassroots, or the establishment not wanting to cooperate. Because most of the time, what these people have to do is that they're very law-abiding citizens. And what the PAP does is that they change the law, right, and they will follow. The same goes with the civil service, high-level civil servants, the army, the police force, whatever. Once if there is an electoral result that is not in favor of the PAP and opposition comes to power, I'm telling you, I bet my life that these people will be ever so willing to take instructions from the new government. I do not think that if the PAP, given its present situation of being even unable to convince people to attend their rallies, would have people who feel so strongly about what they stand for, who would be willing to go out and protest in the streets, who would be willing to not cooperate with the new government, who would be willing to break laws for them. No, I do not think that will happen. The analogy would be to, once you cross a certain boundary, once you are able to inspire the people to move in a certain direction, to vote in a certain way, and you get a majority, just a slim majority in that situation, 51-52%. Maybe 51% of the seats, 52% of the seats. But that itself will be an avalanche. It will be an eye-opener